I get this question all the time, Doc. How does fasting actually clean out your body? Most people think fasting is just about shedding pounds or burning fat. But the truth is, that's only the surface. What's happening underneath is far more powerful, a kind of biological housekeeping your body has been waiting to do. When you fast long enough, your body flips a switch called autophagy, and this is where the real healing begins. Imagine this. Every day, your cells are busy keeping you alive. They're producing energy, repairing tissue, and fighting off damage. But over time, they accumulate waste, broken proteins, damaged mitochondria, toxins from processed foods, and stress byproducts. It's like a city that never takes out the trash. Eventually, the system clogs up. You feel sluggish, inflamed, and older than you are. That's where fasting comes in. When you stop eating for a stretch of time, your body runs out of easy energy from food, and instead of panicking, it gets smart. It starts recycling. Old, damaged cells get dismantled for spare parts. The garbage gets hauled out. And the healthy cells thrive. It's like your body saying, finally, time to clean house. This isn't a detox tea gimmick or a quick fix. It's the way your biology was designed to heal. Every time you give your body a rest from food, you're giving your cells permission to repair themselves. You're clearing out what's broken so new, stronger cells can take their place. So, if you've been fasting only to lose weight, you've been missing the real treasure. Because what happens in those fasting hours isn't just fat loss, it's renewal from the inside out. Autophagy sounds like a big, complicated word, but it's really just your body's built-in cleanup crew. It literally means self-eating, but not in a harmful way. It's how your cells recycle, repair, and renew themselves. Imagine millions of microscopic janitors working around the clock inside you, sweeping up broken cell parts, tossing out the trash, and reusing what still works. That's autophagy. It's your internal repair system that turns waste into energy and old parts into new strength. Every day, your body is producing and breaking down trillions of cells. Some are fresh and vibrant, doing their job perfectly. Others are worn out. Their machinery is rusty, their proteins misfolded, their energy factories, the mitochondria, barely sputtering. Over time, these damaged cells pile up like clutter in a house that's never cleaned. You may not see it, but you can feel it. Fatigue, inflammation, slower recovery, brain fog. The problem isn't that your body is broken. It's that it's waiting for a chance to do maintenance. Here's the beauty of fasting. When you stop eating for long enough, insulin, your storage hormone, begins to fall. When insulin levels are high, your body stays in storage mode. It's busy digesting food, storing energy, and building, not cleaning. But when insulin finally drops low enough, the body senses, okay, no food coming in. Time to optimize what we already have. That's the green light for autophagy to begin. Think of it like a factory that pauses production to do maintenance. The machines that were running nonstop finally shut down, and the repair crew rolls in. They look for leaks, broken belts, worn gears. They recycle what they can, replace what they can't, and get everything running smoother than before. When fasting triggers autophagy, the same thing happens inside your cells. The old mitochondria get dismantled and rebuilt. The damaged proteins are broken down into amino acids and reused for new structures. The toxins that have been hiding inside cells get pushed out. It's not starvation, it's strategic repair. Your body is incredibly wise. It knows that when there's no food available, survival depends on efficiency. So, instead of wasting energy trying to digest, it conserves that power for renewal. It's like your cells are saying, let's use this downtime to make ourselves stronger. This process reduces oxidative stress, lowers inflammation, and protects you against the diseases that come from cellular clutter. Things like diabetes, fatty liver, even early signs of dementia. Autophagy doesn't happen instantly. Most people don't enter that deep repair phase until 14 to 16 hours into a fast, and it grows stronger the longer you go. 18, 24, even 36 hours. That's when the cleanup crew is fully active, roaming through your body like a team of specialized recyclers. They identify damaged parts, tag them for removal, and convert them into fresh, usable energy. It's the most natural detox system ever created. No supplements, no powders, no gimmicks. And here's what most people don't realize: your body was designed to do this regularly. For most of human history, fasting wasn't a choice, it was part of survival. Our ancestors went through cycles of feast and famine, and their bodies adapted to those rhythms. Food scarcity triggered autophagy, allowing them to repair, rejuvenate, and come out stronger for the next hunt. Today, with food available 24/7, we never give our bodies that break. Insulin stays high, and the cleanup never happens. The result? We age faster, get sicker sooner, and carry more cellular junk than ever before. When you fast, you're not punishing your body. You're partnering with it. You're letting it do the job it's been programmed to do for thousands of years. You're saying, I trust the design, and that design is brilliant. Fasting isn't just about skipping meals. It's about giving your cells a chance to breathe, to sweep out the old and rebuild what's broken. So when people ask, isn't fasting just starving yourself? The answer is no. Starvation is chaos. Your body breaks down muscle, slows your metabolism, and panics. Fasting is order. It's structured, controlled, and deeply healing. It's your system's natural spring cleaning, transforming the old into new. Every hour you stay in that fasting window, the cleanup crew keeps working, scrubbing away damage, recycling resources, and giving your body the refresh it's been waiting for. Your body runs on two main types of fuel, sugar and fat. Most people never realize that these fuels aren't used equally. In the modern world, where snacks are everywhere and meals stretch from sunrise to bedtime, the body spends almost all its time burning glucose, not fat. Every time you eat, especially carbs or sugary foods, your blood sugar rises and insulin comes rushing in to manage it. Insulin's job is to store energy, not release it. So as long as insulin is high, fat stays locked away, sitting quietly in storage while your body lives off the constant drip of glucose. Now imagine what happens when that drip finally stops. Hours after your last meal, your blood sugar begins to drop and insulin slowly falls. This is the moment your metabolism faces a choice. Either find a new source of energy or shut down. But your body doesn't shut down. It switches gears. It reaches into your fat stores and begins converting fat into ketones, a cleaner, longer lasting fuel. This shift is called the metabolic switch, and it's the key to unlocking fat burning and activating deep cellular repair. It doesn't happen immediately. For most people, the body burns through its available glucose within 8 to 12 hours after eating. That's when insulin begins to fall enough to signal we're entering a low fuel state. Once insulin drops below a certain threshold, fat metabolism kicks in. The liver takes stored fat, converts it into ketones, and sends those ketones to fuel your brain, heart, and muscles. This is the same biological adaptation that kept our ancestors alive during times of scarcity. It's built into your design. When this switch flips, something remarkable happens inside your cells. The drop in insulin is the signal that says, now we can clean house. High insulin blocks autophagy. It's like a red light telling your body to keep building and storing, not repairing. But when insulin falls low enough, that light turns green, and your cellular cleanup crew gets the all clear. The body finally moves from growth mode to repair mode. It's not just about energy anymore, it's about optimization. In a constantly fed body, this shift never happens. Imagine a car engine that runs 24/7 without ever cooling down or getting serviced. The oil gets dirty, the filters clog, and eventually the system begins to break down. That's what happens when you're always eating, even small snacks, even healthy ones, because every bite keeps insulin up, and that means repair is delayed. You might feel fine for a while, but beneath the surface, your cells are drowning in waste. Now compare that to a fasting body. Once glucose is gone and fat burning begins, your energy actually becomes steadier. Ketones are like high-octane fuel. They burn clean and efficient, producing less oxidative stress. Your brain loves them, your mitochondria thrive on them, and your cells begin to function like they were meant to. The energy shift also frees your repair systems to get to work. The body no longer has to prioritize digestion or storage. It can finally focus on healing. That's when autophagy deepens. Old proteins are recycled, toxins flushed, damaged mitochondria replaced. Your immune system resets. Inflammation begins to drop. You feel clear, lighter, sharper, not because of caffeine or supplements, but because your energy is now coming from within. You're no longer a slave to constant glucose hits. You've tapped into your body's long-term, sustainable energy source. This metabolic switch doesn't just change how your body burns fuel, it changes how your body ages. Constant sugar burning accelerates wear and tear. It's like running on dirty fuel that gums up your system. Fat burning, on the other hand, is smooth and clean with fewer free radicals, less inflammation, and more stability. It's in this state that your cells repair their DNA, your mitochondria multiply, and your brain clears out old debris. The irony is that most people never reach this state, not because their body can't, but because they never stop eating long enough to let it happen. They live in a constant loop of high insulin, delayed repair, and blocked autophagy. But the moment you cross that fasting threshold, when insulin drops and ketones rise, your body remembers exactly what to do. It's like flipping a switch that reawakens your design for resilience. So fasting isn't deprivation, it's liberation. You're freeing your body from dependency on glucose and unlocking access to your most efficient fuel system. You're giving it the space to shift from storage to healing, from surviving to thriving. The metabolic switch isn't just about fat loss. It's about cellular renewal. And once your body experiences that shift, it starts to crave the clarity, the calm energy, and the deep repair that only comes when insulin finally steps aside and your natural intelligence takes over. Autophagy is your body's version of a deep cleanse, but instead of scrubbing a countertop or emptying a closet, it's happening at the cellular level. Think of it like cleaning your kitchen before you cook a new meal. If you skip that step, the counters stay cluttered. Old food sticks to the pans, and everything you make afterward carries a bit of that mess. Your body works the same way. Every day, your cells take on wear and tear. They collect damaged proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, and leftover toxins from food, pollution, and stress. If those old parts aren't cleared out, your system can't run efficiently. That's where autophagy comes in. It's your internal cleanup cycle, clearing space for new, healthy function. One of the biggest benefits of autophagy is how it restores your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells. When mitochondria get damaged, they can't produce energy properly. You feel tired, foggy, and drained. Over time, these broken mitochondria start releasing harmful molecules called free radicals, which cause more inflammation and cellular stress. But during fasting, autophagy identifies those damaged mitochondria and breaks them down so your body can rebuild stronger, more efficient ones. It's like replacing burnt-out light bulbs with bright new LEDs. That's why after consistent fasting, many people notice more stable energy throughout the day, no caffeine spikes, no afternoon crashes, just clean, steady fuel. Autophagy also plays a critical role in detoxifying your cells. Every organ in your body relies on clean, functioning cells to do its job, especially your liver. The liver is your primary detox organ, and it's constantly processing chemicals, fats, and hormones. When it's overloaded with damaged cell material, it becomes sluggish and inflamed. Fasting allows autophagy to sweep through those overworked liver cells, removing the junk that's been clogging the system. Once that waste is gone, the liver runs smoother, breaks down fat more effectively, and filters toxins with greater precision. That's not a supplement effect. It's your own biology finally getting room to breathe. Then there's the brain, one of the first places people notice the effects of autophagy. The brain generates a lot of waste as it processes thoughts, memories, and information. In a constantly fed state, that waste lingers, contributing to what people often call brain fog. But when fasting kicks in and autophagy activates, your neurons begin clearing out old proteins and damaged connections. The result is sharper focus, better recall, and a calmer mental state. You're not just thinking more clearly. Your brain is literally working with a cleaner network. Inflammation is another area where autophagy works quietly but powerfully. Inflammation isn't just pain or swelling. It's a sign that your immune system is stuck in overdrive, constantly reacting to internal messes. Old, damaged cells release signals that keep your immune system on alert even when there's no real threat. Autophagy helps end that cycle by removing those damaged cells, calming the immune response, and restoring balance. Many people notice their joints ache less, their skin clears, and their recovery improves not because of an external treatment, but because the source of inflammation is being dismantled from the inside. It's easy to mistake fasting as simply a way to lose weight, but what it really does is make your body efficient again. The fat loss is a byproduct of the deeper process: cellular repair, detoxification, and inflammation control. When your cells are functioning at full capacity, your metabolism becomes more stable, your hormones balance more naturally, and your immune system strengthens. It's like hitting the reset button on your body's operating system. You can think of autophagy as a biological recycling program. instead of letting waste accumulate. Your body turns those discarded parts into something useful: amino acids, fatty acids, or energy. Nothing is wasted, everything is repurposed. That's the genius of your design. This cycle of breakdown and rebuild keeps you young at the cellular level. Without it, you're like a computer running too many old files, slow, glitchy, and inefficient. But when autophagy runs smoothly, everything speeds up and stabilizes. So, fasting doesn't heal by magic, it heals by allowing this cleanup to happen. When food stops coming in, your body finally has the time and resources to fix what's been neglected. Damaged mitochondria are cleared out, toxins are neutralized, inflammation cools down, and the whole system realigns. It's the most natural form of medicine there is, one your body has always known how to perform. You can feel it when it happens. Your energy steadies, your mood lifts, your digestion calms, and your thoughts sharpen. That's not a temporary high. That's your body functioning closer to the way it was meant to. And the more often you give yourself that fasting window, the more chances you give your body to clean, repair, and rebuild. The more resilient, youthful, and vibrant you become from the inside out. When you extend your fasting window beyond the typical overnight fast, something powerful begins to happen beneath the surface. Your body finally reaches into its deep energy reserves. At first, fasting feels like you're just skipping a meal, but once your stored glucose runs out, your metabolism flips into fat burning mode. Your liver starts converting stored fat into ketones, a cleaner and more stable form of energy. These ketones fuel your brain, muscles, and organs without the highs and lows that come from sugar. What's remarkable is that as your body begins burning fat for energy, it's not just shrinking fat stores. It's also improving their quality through autophagy. You see, fat cells are more than just storage bins for calories. They're active, living parts of your body that release hormones, regulate metabolism, and communicate with your brain. But when they become overfilled or damaged, often from years of overeating or chronic high insulin, they turn toxic. These unhealthy fat cells leak inflammatory signals, resist insulin, and block your body's ability to burn fat efficiently. That's why some people struggle to lose weight, even when they're eating less. The problem isn't just how much fat they have, it's the condition of the fat cells themselves. Extended fasting gives your body a chance to fix that. When insulin levels stay low long enough, your body doesn't just empty fat cells, it begins to evaluate them. Through autophagy, your system identifies the weak, damaged, or overstuffed cells and starts dismantling them. It breaks them down, reuses the healthy components, and clears out what's beyond repair. This process doesn't just reduce fat mass, it upgrades the quality of the fat that remains. You're left with smaller, more responsive fat cells that can easily release energy when needed instead of hoarding it. This is the difference between simply losing weight and becoming metabolically healthy. Anyone can drop a few pounds by cutting calories, but if your fat cells are still inflamed and insulin resistant, your body will fight to regain that weight. You've probably seen it happen. Someone diets hard, loses weight quickly, but the pounds creep right back once they start eating normally again. That's not a failure of willpower. It's a failure of biology. Their fat cells never healed. Fasting, especially extended fasting, gives the body time to correct that imbalance. As the hours pass in a fast, around 18-24, even up to 36 hours, your body becomes more efficient at accessing stored fat. The longer you stay in that low insulin state, the more your system relies on fat for fuel. The beautiful part is that this deep fat burning and autophagy happen simultaneously. While fat is being converted into ketones, autophagy is scanning for cellular junk, including old unhealthy fat cells. It's a synchronized process of energy extraction and repair. The result is cleaner fuel, healthier cells, and a leaner, more efficient metabolism. You can think of it like cleaning out your pantry. At first, you might just throw away a few expired items to make room. But if you go deeper, you start reorganizing the shelves, wiping down surfaces, and restocking only what's fresh. That's what your body does during deep fasting. It doesn't just burn through excess fat, it restores order, removing the spoiled fat cells that have been sabotaging your metabolism. Another benefit of this process is hormonal balance. Healthy fat cells communicate properly with hormones like leptin, which tells your brain when you've had enough to eat. Damaged fat cells send the wrong signals, leading to constant cravings and overeating. As fasting cleans and resets those cells, hunger normalizes. You stop feeling like food controls you, and your energy becomes steady and predictable. There's also a long-term effect that people don't talk about enough: fat cell turnover. Once an unhealthy fat cell is broken down, your body replaces it with a new, smaller one that functions efficiently. This makes future fat loss easier because your system is no longer fighting itself. It's not storing excess energy in panic mode anymore. It's using fat the way it was meant to, as a flexible, reliable source of fuel. So, when people say fasting burns fat, they're right, but it's only part of the truth. The deeper benefit is that fasting transforms the fat itself. It changes your metabolism at the cellular level, turning fat storage from a problem into a tool. Clean, healthy fat cells mean better hormone signaling, better energy use, and far less inflammation. That's what leads to lasting fat loss, not crash diets or quick fixes, but genuine cellular renewal. Every extended fast you complete is like giving your metabolism a full reset. You're not just watching the scale drop, you're reshaping your biology. The fat that remains becomes healthier. Your body learns to use it more efficiently, and you gain the freedom of a metabolism that works with you, not against you. That's the real power of deep fasting, not just losing weight, but transforming the very cells that determine how your body burns it. Activating autophagy safely and effectively isn't about pushing your body to extremes. It's about creating the right conditions for your cells to do what they were designed to do. Fasting is the key, but timing and preparation matter. Most people can begin triggering autophagy with a structured fasting schedule, like the 16-10-8 method, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. This gives your insulin levels enough time to drop, signaling your body to start tapping into stored energy. As your system adjusts, you can stretch that window to 18-6, or even a 24-hour fast once or twice a week. The longer your insulin stays low, the deeper the autophagy process becomes. For beginners, the goal isn't to jump straight into long fasts. It's to build metabolic flexibility. Start by trimming late night snacks, then delay breakfast a little each day. If you normally eat at 8 a.m., try 9 a.m. for a week, then 10 a.m. the next. Over time, your body learns to switch fuel sources more efficiently. That's how you train your metabolism to burn fat and trigger autophagy without feeling miserable. Remember, fasting is not a test of willpower. It's a rhythm your body can adapt to. During your fasting window, hydration is crucial. When insulin drops, your body naturally releases more water and electrolytes, which can make you feel lightheaded or fatigued if you don't replace them. Water, mineral-rich sea salt, and electrolytes like magnesium, potassium, and sodium help you stay balanced. A pinch of salt in your water or a cup of bone broth can make a big difference, especially during longer fasts. Avoid flavored drinks, sweetened coffee creamers, or healthy electrolyte powders that contain sugar. Even a small amount can spike insulin and interrupt autophagy. Hidden carbs are one of the biggest obstacles to autophagy. You might think you're fasting effectively, but small insulin triggers during your eating window can slow your progress. These hidden carbs often sneak in through sauces, salad dressings, flavored yogurts, and even supplements. Keep your eating window clean and intentional. Focus on nutrient-dense foods that keep insulin low and satiety high. Protein, healthy fats, and fibrous vegetables help your body recover and stabilize blood sugar without undoing your fasting work. Think eggs, salmon, avocados, olive oil, leafy greens, and bone broth. When it comes to breaking a fast, how you do it matters almost as much as how long you fasted. Your digestive system is more sensitive after hours of rest. So reintroduce food gently. Start with something easy on the stomach, a light broth, a few olives, or a handful of nuts before eating a full meal. Avoid breaking your fast with sugar, refined carbs, or processed foods. Doing so floods your system with glucose, spikes insulin, and immediately halts autophagy. A gentle refeed keeps the transition smooth and allows your metabolism to stay flexible. As you build fasting experience, you'll start noticing subtle signs that autophagy is taking hold. One of the first clues is reduced hunger. When your body is burning fat efficiently and recycling old cells, energy becomes more stable. You'll go longer between meals without cravings or irritability. Mental clarity often follows. It's like someone wiped fog off your brain. Thoughts become sharper, focus improves, and energy stays steady throughout the day. You may also notice inflammation markers like bloating or joint stiffness beginning to fade. These are all indicators that your body has entered repair mode. Fasting isn't a punishment. It's an invitation for your cells to rejuvenate. But balance is essential. If you're new to fasting, don't overdo it. Start small, listen to your body, and build up slowly. If you ever feel weak, dizzy, or overly fatigued, it's okay to shorten your fast and try again another day. The benefits of autophagy build over time. Consistency is far more powerful than intensity. Some people like to add occasional longer fasts, 24 or even 36 hours, once they're comfortable with shorter ones. These deeper fasts allow for more thorough cellular cleanup and fat metabolism. But again, they should be done with preparation, hydrate well, ensure electrolytes are balanced, and plan a nutrient-rich meal to break the fast. Fasting is about cooperation with your biology, not competition with it. Autophagy isn't an on-off switch. It's a spectrum that strengthens the more often you allow your body time to rest from digestion. Each fast builds on the last, teaching your system to burn cleaner fuel, recycle damaged cells, and maintain energy without constant food input. That's when fasting stops feeling like restriction and starts feeling like freedom. You'll recognize it the day you wake up with calm energy, clear focus, and no rush to eat. That's not willpower. That's cellular healing in action. When you step back and look at what's happening inside your body during fasting, it all connects like a beautifully designed sequence. It starts with one simple change, lowering insulin. Every time you go without food, even for a few extra hours, insulin begins to drop. That single shift unlocks the door to everything else. When insulin stays low, your body moves from storage mode to healing mode. It stops managing incoming energy and finally turns inward to repair what's been neglected. That's the moment the process of autophagy begins. The deep cellular cleanup that changes everything from your metabolism to your mood. Autophagy is your body's recycling system, dismantling damaged parts and turning them into something new. It clears out the cellular junk that's been blocking your energy, causing inflammation and slowing your recovery. The mitochondria, your internal batteries, are rebuilt stronger and more efficient. Old, misfolded proteins that clutter your cells are recycled into building materials for new tissue. And as those repairs take place, your entire body starts to shift toward renewal. You can feel it, clearer thoughts, smoother digestion, better sleep, more stable energy. It's not a coincidence. It's your biology resetting itself. But autophagy doesn't work alone. As insulin stays low, your body taps into stored fat for fuel, converting it into clean, burning ketones. Fat loss becomes effortless because it's no longer forced. It's natural. Your system is no longer stuck in sugar dependency, constantly craving the next fix. Instead, you're running on your body's most reliable and abundant energy source, fat. This is why fasting works long-term when diets don't. It's not just about cutting calories. It's about reprogramming how your cells use energy. The most powerful part of this process is how seamlessly it all fits together. Low insulin makes autophagy possible. Autophagy clears the cellular waste that interferes with fat metabolism. Burning fat produces ketones that fuel the body while keeping insulin low, allowing even more repair to happen. It's a self-sustaining cycle, one that builds a younger, healthier body from the inside out. You're not tricking your metabolism, you're restoring it to the way it was designed to work. This is why fasting isn't a quick fix, and it doesn't need to be. Medications like Ozempic or extreme diets may force short-term results, but they don't heal. They suppress hunger, but they don't teach your body how to burn fat naturally or repair damaged cells. When the medication stops or the diet ends, the old problems return because nothing was fixed at the root. Fasting, on the other hand, is foundational. It addresses the core issue, insulin resistance, and gives your body the conditions it needs to renew itself. It's not synthetic, it's sustainable. Every time you choose not to eat when you're not truly hungry, you're giving your cells time to breathe. Every hour you stay in a fasted state, the cleanup continues. Damaged cells are broken down. Inflammation quiets. Energy becomes purer. It's a silent process. You can't see it happening, but you can feel it. The mental clarity, the steady energy, the calm focus. That's autophagy at work. You're literally burning away what's broken and rebuilding from within. And it's not just about how you look, it's about how you function. Your liver filters more efficiently, your brain runs on cleaner fuel, your immune system resets, and your skin glows because your body isn't bogged down with waste. You become lighter, not only in weight, but in energy. The same process that helps you lose fat is also slowing down cellular aging. That's why people who fast regularly often describe feeling younger, sharper, and more alive. They're not imagining it. They're living in a body that's renewing itself daily. This is the real reward of fasting, not deprivation, but restoration. It's the understanding that healing doesn't come from something outside you. It comes from within you. The design is already there. You just have to give it time to work. Fasting isn't a punishment. It's permission. Permission for your cells to clean, repair, and rebuild the way they were meant to. So the next time you feel that twinge of hunger during a fast, remember, that's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of healing. Every hour you stay in that fasted state is another hour your body gets to detoxify, renew, and strengthen. You're training your metabolism to trust itself again, to run on its own natural power. That's the kind of transformation that lasts. If you want to know whether your fasting is deep enough to trigger this powerful level of autophagy, stay tuned for the next video, where I'll show you how to measure your progress using the Dr. Boz ratio. It's the simplest, most reliable way to see when your body has truly entered healing mode.